Hello everyone. In this video, we'll learn about the axis of symmetry. Okay, like what is axis of symmetry and or when do we call the object to be symmetrical. So let's have a look. We say that this image is symmetrical. Okay, and we say that this image is not symmetrical, not symmetrical or asymmetrical. Okay, so what do you see the difference? You see that if we draw a horizontal line from the middle, it divides this picture into two equal halves. Means the left side is same as the right side. Whereas in the second image, the left side is not identical to the right side. Okay, so when we say about symmetry, symmetrical means the image is symmetrical in left or right. And symmetrical, not symmetrical means not same on left or right. So now when we call about the axis of symmetry, so in this case, as we are dividing the figure into two equal halves along y-axis, that is the vertical axis, we say that this figure is symmetrical about y-axis because we divided the figure into two equal halves by using the vertical line. Okay, so this is what we mean by axis of symmetry. So if we consider this figure, again, if we want to divide it into two equal halves, so shall we draw a horizontal line or we should draw a vertical line? Because if we try to draw a horizontal line, the image on up and down will not be same. Whereas if we draw a vertical line, it will be same on the left and right, left side and right side, correct? So I hope you remember when we draw the diagram, the x-axis is always the horizontal and we use y-axis as the vertical. So in this case, if this is your y-axis, the axis of symmetry is the y-axis. Okay, so let's see. You have to identify the symmetry, the axis of symmetry for the following graph. Yes. It means you have to look for a line, like either it should be a horizontal line or vertical line that divide this figure into two equal halves. So if we try to draw a horizontal line, here you will have different shape than the left hand side, okay? So for that, if we draw a horizontal line, considering this as x-axis. So yes, if you see what is the image on up is the identical or you can say mirror image of down. Okay, so here the axis of symmetry is x-axis. Clear? Consider another example. Here, how do we divide this figure into two equal halves? By drawing a horizontal line or a vertical line. Obviously, vertical line. So vertical line represented by y-axis. So here the axis of symmetry is y-axis. In this figure, yes, it's again the x-axis. Okay, whereas here it will be y-axis. These are the axes of symmetry. Okay, let's consider some more examples. Yeah, first letter A. So for A, yes, correct. It should be a vertical line that divided into two equal halves. So the axis of symmetry is y-axis. Whereas for B, it's x-axis that divided into two equal halves. So axis of symmetry is x-axis. For E, again, its x-axis is the axis of symmetry. 8, it's y-axis. Similarly, for M, it's y-axis. Because if I draw a line horizontally, it's not same up and down. Okay, so it's same left and right. So it's y-axis. Here, in this case, it's having even x-axis of symmetry. Because if you cut it horizontally, again, the image up is identical to the image down below the x-axis. So it's having both axes of symmetry. For 3, it's having only x-axis of symmetry. Okay, let's consider some mathematical figure. Yes, this parabola. If this is x-axis and this is y-axis, so which is the axis of symmetry? Because if I cut the figure along x-axis, what I see? Up and down. It's not same. Up you have the curve and down you don't have it. Whereas along y-axis you see the figure on left and right are same. See, it's same. So here the axis of symmetry is y-axis. For this parabola, as this is your x-axis of symmetry, this is y-axis of symmetry. This you see the figure up and below. The x-axis are same. So axis of symmetry is x-axis, not the y. For this figure, again, this is your x-axis, this is y-axis. So if we cut the figure along y-axis, the figure on left is same as the figure on right. So the axis of symmetry is y-axis. Let's consider this one. Here x, here this is y-axis. So the axis of symmetry is x-axis. So basically, if x-axis is the axis of symmetry, we say that the figure up and down is same. The figure moves up and down. And for y-axis, we say that figure on the left side is same as the figure on the right hand side. Okay. So if you remember this, you will be easily able to identify the axis of symmetry. Okay. Now, another kind of questions that may ask about the symmetry is you have to complete the graphs by considering a particular axis of symmetry. Like suppose here it is x-axis. Let's see, this is your first figure. So we know that this is your x-axis, this is y-axis. What they want? They want you to complete the figure by considering x-axis of symmetry. So we know that when x-axis of symmetry is there, the figure moves between up and down. So if the figure is up, its symmetrical image will be down. If it is down, symmetrical image will be up. So here the figure is up. And this is the axis of symmetry, x-axis. So the figure should come down. That is, it's like a mirror image. Okay, so this will be the completed graph. So it should be a smooth curve, same like you see in the upper portion. For this one, again, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. So figure should be, now it is down. You need x-axis of symmetry. So the figure should move up. Okay. And it should move exactly the same number. Here it is 4. So it should move here 4. And here also it should be same. So basically the completed figure will be okay, up and down because x-axis is in between. Okay. Here also up and down. So that x-axis is in the center. For this one, now the figure is up. This is your x-axis. So make the figure down. You extend the x-axis till 4 and then draw it. Same. Okay. Now let's take another example where you have to complete the figures along y-axis of symmetry. Let's see by considering the same figure y-axis. So for that, first you should know when axis of symmetry is y-axis, the movement is on the left to right or right to left. Means your image, if it is on left, move it to the right. If it is on right, move it to the left. So let's see, this is your figure. You have your y-axis here. This is your left side. So to complete the figure, we need to draw it on the right side, keeping y-axis in the middle. For this, as this is your y-axis, you have to keep the y-axis in the center. So your figure should extend on the right side. Okay, left goes to right. And for this one, this is your y-axis. So let's extend it till say 6. Let's say it's 6 here. And this is 4. So the shape should remain same, huh? It's here. Same height. It moves to here. It means it's 6 here. Okay. So this is about the symmetry.